Welcome in, quick hitters. Welcome in, Goodymo short crew. What a Monday night football game. Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was hoping but didn't believe that the Bengals would have had really a chance to beat these Jaguars in this game. And before I get started, Trevor Lawrence, let's wish him a speedy recovery. Lawrence went out what I thought was a leg injury, but it seems to turn out that it's just an ankle injury, ankle sprain. They're still running tests, hope it's nothing serious. You want them at full strength. You want to win a division, but you don't want to win it like this when a player has to be sacrificed for missing an extent of time. So hopefully his duration is not too long and he can get back out there maybe next game or a week or two. But seeing it on the field and the way he reacted and threw down his helmet, that seems like it was a season-ending injury. So you probably won't hear anything tonight, probably tomorrow. And I believe if he was still in this game, they would have won this game. This game turned out to be the battle of the backup quarterbacks. Who is Jake Browning? If you didn't know who Jake Browning was, you know who he is now in this game. Whatever he done prior, I know he played a handful of games already with Joe Burrow being out. But on Monday night prime time, this guy came through. They kind of was handing the ball off, running it. The pass plays were real short, intermediate. Looked like they didn't want to open up the playbook. There was this dinking and dunking with a little bit of run and then throwing some screen passes. Well, after a while, they kind of opened it up. He made some deep throws down the field, touch passes to running backs out of the backfield. Just a lot of post routes, out routes. He started to hit. And next thing you know, he ended up having him a marvelous game. Who would have thought this backup quarterback would have came in on Monday night primetime and put up this kind of performance? As you can see the stat line on the screen, the guy was 32 for 37 in this game. 354 yards. Almost 10 on average and a touchdown. Almost Joe Burrow-like. Didn't miss a beat. And I'm going to say another thing. Coming in next year, if this guy continues to play this well, it's going to be a handful of teams looking to pull him away from the Bengals. Handful of teams going to be looking to put him at a starting quarterback position if he continues to play this type of way. He is definitely the player of this game. They won this game because of his performance. Almost 400 yards passing. 115.5 rating. Joe Mixon and Chase Brown mixed it up a little bit for him in the running game. Try to keep it a little bit balanced, but he had to make throws in this game to win it, and he made throws. He played a picture-perfect game all the way through, even down the stretch, making the key throws that he needed. He even had a few scrambles for first downs. Guy can wiggle a little bit. They lost 3 games in a row, but to come in and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's a hell of an opponent to go against at home when they're cooking the way they're cooking, and to pull it out and win in overtime. This game was up and down. Plenty of offense, and you wouldn't think it would be a lot of offense, at least on the Bengals side. Now with Trevor Lawrence in there, you know, business as usual. They're going to march up and down the field and get touchdowns. But the Bengals stayed right with them throughout this game, scoring points right along with Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence goes out. Backup quarterback came in, C.J. Beathard. And he didn't play a bad game himself coming in for Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he was 9 for 10 for 63 yards, 6.3 on average. And he just kept the train moving. He didn't make mistakes. He kept the momentum going. He had one fumble on the scramble, but they got it back on the recovery. But other than that, he played a hell of a game himself. Outstanding win for the Bengals. Outstanding win. Joe Mixon, 19 carries, 68 yards. 3.6, almost 4 yards. You can say 4 yards on the average with 2 touchdowns. Chase Brown mixed it in with him. 9 carries for 61, almost 7 yards on average. And those are 2 scrambles for Jake Browning for 22 yards, 11 on average. Got him a touchdown. Jamar Chase. You can put him right next to Jake Browning for player of the game. You would think a backup quarterback wouldn't have came in to have Jamar Chase pick up 11 catches for 149 yards, 13.5 on average with a touchdown like Joe Burrow was his quarterback. Those are the type of numbers he gets when Joe Burrow's out there. But Jake Browning, throwing it all over the field. All over the field. Joe Mixon even got in the passing game. Look at him, 6 catches of 49 yards. Tyler Boyd, 5 catches for 37 yards. T. Higgins, he got in on the action, 3 catches, 36 yards. I mean, they had multiple receivers stepping up, making plays for their backup quarterback. Trevor Lawrence, he had a hell of a game before he even went out. He was 258 yards, and if he would have stayed in this ball game, he'd have probably had 400 to 500 yards passing. Just think about it. 22 for 29, 258 yards, almost 9 on average, 2 touchdown passes. He probably had about 4 touchdown passes in this game if he would have went out injured. He was rolling that good. Travis Etienne Jr., 11 carries for 45 yards, 4 on average. That guy's a good running back. He has some very good acceleration speed, and he got good hands. Beathard was dumping it off to him, and he was just scampering, picking up extra yardage, keeping the offense moving, trying to get in position to kick the field goal. They missed it, but he marched them up the field. For his Jacksonville receiving game, Evan Ingram came up big, 9 catches, 82 yards, almost 10 on average. Got him a touchdown. Zay Jones, 5 catches, 78 yards, almost 16 on average. So he passed it around a little bit himself, mostly Trevor Lawrence, but Beathard came in, he made some plays. But overall, this was an outstanding game. Plenty points, extra minutes going into overtime. Jacksonville Jaguars, they had every chance to win this game. I mean, the missed field goal, obviously. But, man, this was a battle and a good one for the ages on Monday night. You don't get to see backup quarterbacks play this well often. They played well. Very well. Calvin Ridley all the way down. He got 4 catches for 26 yards. So he wasn't even a highlight on receivers. They had it all working. Christian Kirk went out, didn't he, with an injury and never came back. Yeah, you don't want Jacksonville to start getting this bad luck strike going down to the end with the playoffs around the corner, especially as well as they're playing. You don't want to see them lose players out for an extended time due to injury. You know, they're in a battle in that division, and I mean, the Texans are right there trying to see if they can jump over the top of them, but I'd rather have Jacksonville at full strength and healthy. We don't want no charity wins, want to win it fair and square with this team at full strength, and on top of that, you don't want players missing time anyway. You want everybody healthy in this league, and the way Trevor Lawrence is playing this year, the kind of role that he's got going, I think he's an MVP candidate with his performance so far this year. So hopefully he don't miss an extended period of time and can get back in there and keep rolling for the Jaguars. But yeah, man, this was something here. This was something. Let's go down here. Jermaine Pratt, 12 tackles, 4 solo. DJ Turner the second, he got 8 and 8. I I ain't gonna even try to say that name. Chidobe Awuzie? Awuzie? I guess so. Forse Kionkun. They got some names today in football. He had 14 and 8. Plenty of action. Devin Lloyd, 11 and 9. So these teams are flying over the football field making tackles, double-digit tackles. Just making plays. This might have been the best Monday Night Football game this year. I'm going to call it. And like I say, Jake Browning, I don't know too much about Jake Browning. I know he played a handful of games this year. I haven't watched either one of them. But I watched tonight. And this kid is gutsy. They must have built some confidence in him. Because he came in, like they say, calm, relaxed, just making his throws, not thinking too much, moving the football up and down the field. I think they got him more relaxed early in the game. The play calling was just perfect. I mean, they was babysitting him a little bit, and then they cut him loose. And I thought they was going to babysit him the whole game, and I was like, there's no way the Bengals going to win this game with this guy playing a dink and dunk game with this Jaguars defense. And then how explosive Jaguars are on offense, it's not going to be enough. How are you going to accumulate enough points to beat Jacksonville? They showed everybody. Because once Jake Browning got comfortable, he started throwing that ball all over the field. And that's why you got Jamar Chase sitting at 11 catches for 149 yards. Didn't miss a beat. You see those numbers from Jamar Chase, you say, Joe Burrow quarterbacked this game. No, Jake Browning. There's a new man in town. And Jake Browning turned the frown upside down. So gutsy win by the Bengals. Gutsy win by these Bengals. And when I looked at it, I was like, man, I need these Bengals to beat these Jaguars. It happened tonight. I didn't think it was going to happen in this fashion, but it happened tonight. But I didn't want no players to get sacrificed for this win. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence, speedy recovery. You just hate to see that quarterback of his caliber to go out in this game in that fashion. I'm just glad it's his ankle and not the leg. It looked like the leg to me. Looking at his reaction, I'm thinking, man, this is season ending. But him getting up and making some tender steps, walking, I was like, okay. Because I was thinking he was going to have to get on a stretcher, never see him back on his feet, but they got him up. Once the tests come in, I doubt if you hear anything tonight. Like I said, it'll be probably tomorrow. They'll announce and run some tests and see what's actually going on with his ankle. If it is his ankle. That's the only thing that we're hearing on reports, that is his ankle. Now, if it turns out to be his leg, it probably shock a lot of people, but it won't, because the way he folded up and had all that pressure, body falling back on him, because he had the whole leg rolled up, not just his ankle. But if he just came away with an ankle injury, that's a blessing, because that play didn't look good at all. Didn't look good at all. So Cincinnati Bengals trying to stay in the hunt. They lost 3 games in a row, and they came and won a big one here on Monday night. A big one. So 8-4 Jacksonville and 6-6 Cincinnati Bengals. Well, y'all enjoy yourselves tonight. I'm calling this Trap Week. This has been Trap Week. Eagles done fell to the 49ers.
Oh, no.
Chiefs done fell to the Packers. Oh. Now you got the Jaguars who fell to the Cincinnati Bengals. This G.S.Q.H. Y'all enjoy y'all night. Terrible Tuesday is tomorrow. Thanks for y'all time. We out of here. Peace.